So in the startup world, we're always pushed to have the one metric that matters, right? So it could be annual recurring revenue or profit or, user engagement or activation. At a bank, does it work in a similar way where, of course, there's many, many metrics and success criteria that you have, but is there one overarching thing that yourself or the board cares about?
Okay, so this is slightly different in terms of our approach to it, because I understand, in terms of startup, it's always about story about the growth and all that. Whereas for us, we're a public listed bank, our analysts, our shareholders measure us based on certain set metrics. And this is impact ratio, cost income ratio, our net income margin and all that, right? So that is not going to go away. So our digitalization, we cannot forget that part. Even when we do, you cannot suddenly turn around and say that, there are new set of metrics that you need to be looking at us, because they say, hey, look, we're not going to look at you like that, right? So that's why when we started it, the first thing that we wanted to do, why we did it that way, was because we want to be able to accelerate adoption of digital technology in the organization. And the best way to do it, in my mind, was that to have a separate outfit that will just focus on the next generation, doing things differently, the way how a digital bank would do it, right? Because if I were to do it within the context of big organization, it's going to be a lot longer for us to do it, because I need to be able to bring capabilities quickly. I need to be able to demonstrate successes quickly, instead of boiling the ocean and to get it done.
And this separate outfit, that's CDX.
That is why we set up CDX.
Okay, so CDX is the consumer digital experience.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
And it's very interesting because a lot of banks at the time, and certainly what I see in UAE and Saudi, they're bringing in a lot of external consultants, right? But you made the decision that you're going to build your own digital team.
Exactly.
Your own outfit that's going to be in charge of not just over at Bank Islam, the digitalization process, but also launching a new bank under a new brand, BU, right? Why did you decide to build it internally as opposed to borrowing from outside, going for a consultancy?
In terms of priority, launching that digital brand comes number 2.
Really?
Number 1 is to build capabilities for the bank to be digital.
Okay.
So obviously, we had to do it that way. So that's why from day one, I said that we want to develop that capability internally. That must result in a new sub-brand. But the best way to be able to make sure that we've got that capability set up within CDX that can permeate throughout the organization, there is no other way to do it other than doing it internally. If I were to use consultants, looking back, right, probably we would be able to launch that brand earlier. I mean, we did launch it in July 2022 and we were the first in Malaysia anyway.
How was that?
But probably we could be able to launch it probably 6 months earlier, probably. Because we were the first one to do digital core in Malaysia, and having regulatory approval also takes time, right?
For sure.
But probably, I'm just speculating, it could be 6 months earlier.
Okay.
But what does it do to developing internal capabilities to it? I mean, you hire consultants, by the time they go away, and a lot of time, and I was in consulting before, the team internally may not be able to take it up. But when we decided to do it ourselves internally, everything was all set up for us to do it. Now, it's not 100% internally, because we also use external capabilities such as Castrol, for example, to develop our PFM.
Yes.
But what I mean by having it internally was that all the core team members, or what we deem as important functions for it, must be internal. And we can be augmented by, external bodies, or parties or fintech, that kind of thing. But doing things that we set, what needs to be done. Anyway, so that we can further develop and take it forward, right?
Yeah.
So it's never about 100% everything must be internally resourced, but we have the capabilities internally. So that is the focus that we want to do it. So that is as the first part. And then the second part would be all the learnings, the new capabilities that we have developed in CDX, in coming up with BU. That one is being push to the entire bank. So that's where, we launched BU in July 2022. Then later on, towards the end of, in the middle of 2023, we did a reorganization No, in fact, it's beginning of 2023. We did reorganization that we merged our bread and butter technology services and the digital team together under one umbrella, headed by Farila, because that is meant to transform the bank through this digital journey entirely.
Thank you for listening to the Muslim Money Talk podcast. If you like what you heard, then please subscribe to Muslim Money Talk wherever you might have been listening to this. Give us a like and share it with someone who you think might be interested. It really, really helps us out. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, and see you next time.